What up? It's your boy T-Dub was blazing in sports. As in the famous words by Zod, new! Or the even more famous words now by Anthony Joshua. Everyone bow to my feet. Yes, of course, guys. It's your boy T-Dub was blazing in sports. I am back at it like a crack at it, giving you boxing geekers this word. So, we have to talk about Anthony Joshua. Everybody bow to my feet. We have to talk about Deontay Wilder versus Ortiz. Observing stuff in the building was blazing, homie. He said, I saw that too. Bro, listen, man. We got to talk about that. Anthony Joshua says, once he beats Andy Ruiz, everyone bow to my feet. Guys, I'm saying this right now. People that say stuff like this end up becoming bad guys. For an example, Zod. General Zod told Superman, kneel to me, right? Listen, anybody that tells you to bow, that's not a humble king. That's not a humble man. And guys, listen, I gotta say this. I wish Anthony Joshua didn't say this because it can really backfire. He should have saved this if he was going to say it until after he won. Because if he lose, how are you going to answer this? If he lose and you get an interviewer that says, hey, should everybody still bow to you that you lost? You know? I don't think that was a smart idea. I'm just telling you guys. I think, what is the saying, guys? Counting your chicken before your eggs hatch. You don't tell people to bow to you. You don't tell people to bow to you when you haven't done anything for them to bow for. I'm sticking to my first idea. I think AJ will win. Listen, that is possible. It's possible that he can win. I'm not saying it's not. But him coming out talking about bow, I don't get it, man. Listen, I don't see what everybody else sees. I don't see this as an easy victory. I see Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz being like Rocky versus Apollo Creed. Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz is like a Rocky versus Apollo Creed. Their styles are completely different. But every time they fight, it's going to be a close matchup. I don't see Anthony Joshua just going out there and just cleaning fucking clock on Andy Ruiz. I think if these guys fought 3 or 4 times, it can be a dog match. This is not an easy pick-em fight for me. This is not. Like, when it came to Kovalev versus Canelo, I like, you know what? If I got to go with somebody, I'm going with Canelo, you know? But in this case, listen, man. Listen, man. This is not easy. And he's not a pushover. From what I have seen from Anthony Joshua, he's doing pretty much the same thing. He brought some new people into camp. He increased sparring a lot. He's sparring shorter guys, faster guys, fatter guys. But I don't know what people have seen to be for sure that he's going to go in there and beat Andy. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not saying he cannot beat Andy. But he lost the first time. I haven't seen anything to convince me. Observing stuff said I don't think it's going to be easy either. Bro, it's not going to be easy, man. It's not an easy fight. Like, Anthony Joshua talking about he should bow to my feet. Listen, that is what bad guys say. That sounds like the reverse Flash. If I can be Flash, I'm going to be the reverse Flash, the opposite. The General Zod of boxing. Kneel! Kneel! See, Anthony Joshua was the Superman of boxing, right? He had the shape, you know, he was built like Hercules, handsome to the ladies. He was a Superman. Dun, 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 dun. After losing, after watching and hearing the media and people talk about he has quit and him losing his passion, there's no doubt it got to him because why else will Anthony Joshua come out and say that? And remember, guys, think about the words. Anthony Joshua energy is not just for Andy Ruiz. Anthony Joshua said, once I beat Andy, everyone bowed to my feet. Listen, that's what you tell peasants. That's what you tell bitches. When I say bitches, I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about people you think are beneath you. Bow to my feet as if he's a god. I'm just saying, man. Yes, he can win this fight, but that can completely backfire on him. He has learned a lesson after that loss. Now, if he turned into a supervillain, you may or may not be right about that. I'm just saying, man. I will hope not, but I don't know. Listen, to me, this is a close fight. It's a really close fight. When I watched that video, I'm being honest. When I watch some shadowboxing, Anthony Joshua makes a lot of bad mistakes. Go watch him. Go watch his jab. His jab hand, he has bad, how do you say it? I don't want to say bad. How do you say it? Bad technique. You know what? It's not bad technique, but he's not being responsible with it. Put it like that. See, when you throw a jab out there and you bring a jab back, it has to come back. It got to go out in that straight line and it has to come back high. High. And go back and watch the film, guys, of him shadowboxing. When he shadowboxes, he throws his jab out there and it comes back to his chest. By me, T-Dub, being predominantly a boxer, somebody who looks for weaknesses, somebody who likes to counterpunch. If I was Anthony Joshua, I'd be like, look at that shit. Look at that lazy ass jab. I don't care if he throw 4 jabs, 5 jabs. Whenever he stopped throwing jabs, I'm hitting that son of a bitch with a right hand for Morse. I'm just saying. If it goes to a decision and I had to pick a winner, I'll pick Anthony Joshua. The reason I say that is I'm just being honest. I don't believe that Andy Ruiz will get a decision. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. That's like me. Think about this, guys. Think about this, right? They put out this video. I'm not gonna lie, man. They have been doing some pretty goddamn good videos to promote this rematch between Andy and Joshua. But they put a video out. It had Rocky, had Mike Tyson, and basically like they were treating, you know, about Anthony Joshua coming over to America. Listen, this is my perception of that. This is my understanding, right? The way that they was hyping it up, it was like Eddie Hearn was Mufasa, right? Eddie Hearn was Mufasa, and he was bringing Simba to the USA, right? So, like, if this was the Lion King, Eddie Hearn was Mufasa, and you know that part where he goes to the peak of the rock and he holds up Simba, right, for all to see? This was supposed to be that moment for Anthony Joshua when he came over to America. They brought over 10 or 12,000 Brits over here. This was supposed to be his symbol rise to become king. Remember, they said, listen, they said you are not a king unless you can defend your throne from home or some shit like that, right? You don't have no home games, right? This was Anthony Joshua's first away game. And like a many first away games, he got blown the fuck out. And I was shocked. Remember, I picked Anthony Joshua to win. I said that Andy Ruiz would be a tough fight. I said Andy Ruiz is a better fight and a tougher fight than Miller. But I still picked Joshua to win. The only time I picked against Joshua, I thought that Klitschko was going to be able to have enough to beat him. I didn't think it was going to be a landslide, but I thought Klitschko, even though he was coming up for 2-year loss, I get it. I just thought that at that time, Joshua experience compared to Klitschko experience would give Klitschko the edge. And guys, that was a tough fucking fight that came down to the wire. Do you think this Wilder fight has a chance to do good, to go to this, to go to decision? I think Wilder's first loss will be by decision. I mean, every fight has a chance to go to a decision, but to be honest, I don't think so. I think I think Luis Ortiz is going for the knockout. I think he's going for the knockout, and I think Deontay Wilder's going for the knockout. See, Deontay Wilder likes the knockout, and it's not like these guys are feather-fisted. Even though Deontay Wilder sticks out head and shoulders above all in the heavyweight division as being the bigger puncher. Listen, when you have 41 victories, 40 by knockout, every person you hit the canvas. Every one of them. Yeah, he's going for the knockout. I think it's a slim chance it can go to a decision. Not saying there's no chance, but it's a slim chance. Like snap into a Slim Jim chance. But, I can see that. If Deontay Wilder takes a loss, you said that his first loss could come by decision. I can see that. Basically, you're saying that you don't think he's going to get knocked out. You think that he's going to get outboxed and he won't be able to land that money punch. So like, let's say if him and Tyson Fury had went the distance and Wilder had never did get those knockdowns, that could have been a point that Wilder could have potentially lost on the cards. But the thing, guys, listen. Nobody moves their head in the heavyweight division better than Tyson Fury. Nobody. And he could not play Russian roulette for 12 fucking rounds without the trigger going off with a bullet in the chamber. He couldn't do it. Now, Ortiz doesn't move his head like that. But man, Ortiz got fucking angles, bro. See, Ortiz got something that Fury doesn't have. People don't want to give Deontay Wilder his credit. They don't want to give this man his fucking credit. Because fighting Tyson Fury and fighting Ortiz arguably are the best two pure boxers in the heavyweight division. Arguably. See, Tyson Fury has great defense by moving his head and his torso. I forgot his name. Luis Ortiz. I'm sorry, guys. Luis Ortiz doesn't move his head like that, but he uses angles, counter punching. He punched with angles, which will line him up to hit you, and you out of position to hit him. He's crafty. And guys, see, by being a boxer and being a boxer coach like I am, some of you guys may or may not know, I coach fighters. You only got to make a person miss by a hair. By a small margin. And you can land on them. See, when I train my fighters, I always teach them. See, some of my fighters say, man, I want to bang. I want to bang. That ain't my thing. I want to bang. I said, listen. I said, you can bang all you want, but eventually you're going to run into somebody who can bang better than you. Or let's say they cannot bang better than you. and both of you guys are in there just banging each other. Bow, but no homo. You know, I don't know how they gotta say that or not, but you know what I mean. Both of these guys in there just hitting each other. Now, you want to lead the fight in the decision of the judges? Fuck no. You can be a brawler, a banger, and just use fucking angles. That's the secret, guys. That's the secret. I teach you how to use them. I teach you the angles to use. But let's get it. If he didn't get those knockdowns on Fury, Fury would have won. Bang, that sounds fun until you get fucked up. Right, you're right about that angles thing. Bro, listen, bro. See, when I started out boxing, right, you know, I started out, listen, some guys don't know this. I got extremely fast fucking hands. I got decent sized arms. Like my arms are, if you look at my arms, if I flex, my arms are pretty muscular. But listen, guys, I got God-gifted speed. Well, I used to. I'm getting old now. You know, I'm quick now. I'm not fast like I used to be. I'm just quick. I understand I'm in my 30s now. Shit's slowing down. Except for my sex life, ladies. So don't worry about that. I got you. I got you. Don't worry about that. But I got good speed, right? So a majority of my boxing career, well, not career, when I was training, I was on the outside using my speed, right? And one guy, his name is Jose. We're really good. We are really good friends now. And Jose taught me that I gotta have an inside game, because on the outside, Jose couldn't match me. And Jose is crafty as shit. Jose is a guy that he's like the Terrence Crawford. He can fight southpaw, orthodox, inside, outside, decent speed, good power, really good power. And what he used to do was, he used to try to rush in real quick just to try to get inside and stay there. He was very crafty, like grabbing my arm, little slick shit, right? So I couldn't get away and get that space. Him doing that taught me that I need to elevate my game. That, you know what? I'm not as comfortable here. He wasn't comfortable on the outside. I wasn't comfortable with him on the inside. So I worked on it. I worked on it by sparring him over and over and over. Until now, I can fight on the outside. I can fight on the inside. I can back up and fight and set traps. I can put pressure. The only thing wrong with me now, fuck, I'm old. I'm old, but at least I can teach it. I can teach it though. But let's keep rapping. Let's keep rapping. Let me sip some of this fruit punch. Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. I'm being honest. I truly think it's a 50-50 fight. I think it's a 50. I'm being. You know what? Let me be even more honest. I think it's a 45% fight that I believe Andy has the edge. But if it comes down to the decision, I'm going with Joshua on the scorecard. I don't believe Andy can win. And here's why I think this is why I give the edge to Andy Ruiz. One, Anthony Joshua admitted that he has trouble fighting smaller fighters. He has not fought a smaller fighter since getting beat. He's going back to back into the training camp, and he's trying to learn. Now listen, Anthony Joshua is trying to learn now how to fight shorter fighters. And he has to put that shit to the test in a matter of a couple weeks against a guy that is fucking excellent at it. Andy Ruiz is excellent at what he does. He is excellent at counterpunching, excellent at fighting taller fighters and beating taller fighters. Andy Ruiz is more comfortable fighting taller fighters than Anthony Joshua is at fighting shorter fighters. Charles Burns in the building. He said, "Sup, dog?" Give a shout out to Stephanie. She is here listening with me. Shout out to the one, the only Stephanie. Stephanie, you are so lucky to have a great individual like Charles Burns. He was either my first or second subscriber ever on this channel. That's a great man. Hopefully one day we'll meet when I take this channel to 100,000 subscribers or so, you know. But let's keep going. D-Lo 44 boxing salute, brother, was blazing. Observant Stuff says, I say 50-50. I mean 55-45 overall for AJ having the advantage. Oh, looks like we opposite. Okay, listen, there's nothing wrong with that, man. See, to me, I don't know how I can get an edge to Anthony Joshua. He hasn't shown me anything. Now, if I saw Anthony Joshua in another fight before this fight, then I could say, you know what, I give him the edge. But I haven't seen him in no fights. I haven't seen him in no fights. The only fight I seen Anthony Joshua in was a fight with himself. This guy has told everybody, I lost my passion. Can somebody help me find my passion? He wanted to talk to the great Greek gods in the sky to help find his passion and bring people in. Remember, hey, if you watch this same interview, listen guys, I made jokes after jokes after jokes without knowing. I said Anthony Joshua talks like he's trying to motivate himself. Anthony Joshua talks like a motivational speaker, right? I said it time after time. Guess what he said in this interview? Anthony Joshua said either he was reading or he was looking up motivational type of spills. This guy is looking up motivational shit and regurgitating that shit back to you guys. Anthony Joshua is trying to motivate himself. See, when Anthony Joshua talks to the people, see, the people taking it that he's trying to reassure them that he's going to do all the things he says he's going to do. No, that's not the case. That's not the case. Anthony Joshua is talking like a motivational speaker to put confidence in his own damn self. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Let's see. What's up, everybody? Come in. Yes, come in. What's blazing with it? I look forward to these next two big heavyweight showdowns. Facts. True, he had a fight with himself and he came back. Maybe he is a super villain now. Bro, that's what I said, man. I said, listen. Let me read my boy Dito 444 Boxing. Says, based on what I last seen from both guys, I have it 75-25 for Ruiz, a KO to KO Anthony Joshua. That said, I don't think he wins a decision. So Dito 444, I think we both have the advantage for Andy, and we both have the decision for Anthony Joshua goes to decision. I think our margin in the split is different. But you know what? This is what I'm saying, man. When I watched that fight with Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz the first time, right? When I watched it the first time, the real turning point of that fight, that first left hook that hit Anthony Joshua, it fucked him up, guys. In the third round, when that left hook hit Anthony Joshua, it turned his whole world upside down, guys. I'm being honest. He never recovered. And then he got hit with that donkey punch of a right hook. Listen, guys, he was done. He was well done. Don't nobody like a steak like that. Nobody. He was well done. And he couldn't recover. Now, I gotta say this, guys. Listen, anything can happen. Yes, he can get hit with that same shot. But I do think that this next fight could be much closer until somebody hit the canvas. Because both of these guys have shown they have the power to knock each other down. Joshua dropped him. He dropped Joshua. Joshua quit. Joshua spit off his mouthpiece like it was soaking in dog piss water. Walked into the corner, turned his back on the referee. He didn't want no more. See, by Anthony Joshua saying that everyone's about... Listen, guys, listen to these words. And hear me clear. As a matter of fact, let me clear my throat. Lost one in the building. What's blazing, homie? Said, I think AJ is going to KO Andy. I really do. Possibility. But let me give you my talk. Look, bro. Anthony Joshua was the good guy. Anthony Joshua was the good guy. He was the football player that all the cheerleaders wanted to fuck, right? He was the football player that walked around with a chip on his shoulder. Everything he touched turned to gold. Except for when Andy touched him back and shattered his gold and showed him that it was brass underneath. Listen, Anthony Joshua was becoming the bad guy. Name one good guy in history. Listen, lost one, anyone, I challenge you. Name one good guy in history. One superhero that said, everyone bow to my feet. This motherfucker went from Superman to becoming General Zod. Kneel. He has went from Superman, the chest out, saving cats out of trees and shit. Oh, thank you, Anthony. To now telling you to kneel. Now think about this, guys. When you go into royalty into some countries, right? You bow. You may bow to the Queen of England, right? You just bow. Anthony Johnson said, bow to my feet. When you say everyone bow to my feet, you are saying they're beneath you. You are saying that they shouldn't look you in your eye. You are saying they should beg you for forgiveness for doubting you. I am saying he is speaking too soon. The words he is using right now should never be spoken. First of all, should never be spoken. If you do it, maybe you should wait until you win. How about completing the act before saying it, right? That's like me telling a girl, oh, I'm finna beat that pussy up for 5 hours. Bang, 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 bang. You gonna die. And I go in there, and not 5 hours, 5 minutes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Girl, you know you got that good stuff. You just so wet, I couldn't help it. Now, what about that 5 hour shit? You said you gonna bang my brains out. I wasn't even gonna remember tomorrow. And it's today. I'm just saying, man. Oh, let's go to it. First of all, let me plug this phone up. Then I'm gonna go to the chat. How far back? What I miss? Okay, last one says I think AJ is going to KO Andy. I really do. D-Lo 404 Boxing. Shout out to D-Lo 404. AJ is still not going to be in the comfortable confines of the UK. I think he may be uncomfortable in Saudi Arabia. Andy maybe as well, but he didn't crap the bed in New Zealand. House one. Zara, what's blazing, homie? I'm done my homework on this fight. AJ can't take body punches just as much as he can't take face shots. Even during the Parker fight, a body shot even sent AJ running across the ring. Ruiz should win. Yeah, if they don't go to the decision. D-Lo 4-4 Boxing, yeah, and Andy was the fat guy laying him down left and right while the jocks were busy practicing and playing football, playing ball. You gotta understand what he means. It means by it blazing. What does it mean? Tell me. Did you listen to the whole interview? Yes, I listened to the whole interview, and he said, "When I win, everyone bow to my feet." There is no context or situation where that would ever be acceptable, ever. I wouldn't even tell my kids to bow to my feet if they do something bad. Bow to my feet. Listen, no. When you tell somebody to bow to your feet, you're, how do you say it? You're, not, is it disgracing? Not disgracing. Fuck, it'll come to me. He speaks to the people who doubt him. AJ actually was the one who took a bow, if anyone. Hey, if you think about this, think about that. 4-4 brought an image to my face when I said that. Hold on, let me plug this shit up. Goddamn phone. Is it okay? He said AJ was the one that bowed. Think about this. Think about this, guys. Eddie Hearn was Mufasa, right? He was Mufasa. And Anthony Joshua was his symbol. And Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn, or Eddie Hearn was bringing Simba over here to raise to the mountain peak like, this is the future king. This is the king. And the moment Simba left the pride where the sun don't shine, and he found himself in a ring with them hyenas, shit did not go his way for that encounter. And when Andy Ruiz hit him, Anthony Joshua bowed and spit off his mouthpiece. He spit his mouthpiece out. But remember, guys, I think this next fight is 45%. Remember, guys, I only call it like I see it. And I'm not saying Joshua doesn't have a chance. I'm not dumb. I favor Andy to be the better man by 55% compared to 45%. Either fighter can pull off a knockout. But if it goes to the decision, there's no way on this God-given green earth, not by the little blessings of baby Jesus, will Andy Ruiz walk away with a decision. No, think about this shit. Andy Ruiz thought he had a home game because he's from the USA. He had dropped Anthony Joshua 4 times. He dropped Anthony Joshua like a bad habit. Like an ex-girlfriend who you found out fucking your best friend. 4 times! But the scorecards, I think 2 of them had it a draw, and 1 had Anthony Joshua winning. How do you get that? How do you pull a rabbit out of the hat and get that? Tell me how do you get that? If Andy Ruiz wasn't going to get a decision in his own home turf, how the hell is he going to get a decision in Saudi Arabia? He dropped this man 4 fucking times. And 2 judges had it a draw. 1 had it for Anthony Joshua. If Joshua would have stayed upright in that fight, he would have walked away with a win. Simba would have been king without earning his stripes. I'm just saying, man. Right, just like AJ keep talking about losing. Remember when AJ beat Waldemar in 10 rounds? Well, Wald was 40 plus years old. Off the couch, Ruiz young and hungry. Ruiz wins via KO. Saying it after is rich thought means hell of a lot more to say it before you do it. Bro, listen. If you can say it and pull it off, then it's bigger. But you gotta remember, he just put pressure on himself, guys. See, listen, Anthony Joshua is not in a position to put pressure on himself. Because if he lose, he's going to be like the 6th man that came off the bench and fucked up. He's going to have to sit out a year and regroup and come back and fight some soft touches. And he would never be looked at as the God he was looked at before by many people. Anthony Joshua should be humble. He should go listen to Kendrick Lamar. Sit down and be humble. Because you already got humbled. Andy Ruiz. Lost one means he's confident. Jim Box in the building. AJ took a panic attack in his last fight. Bro, he was going through some things. Patron got him gone. Let's see, Patron. I don't know, man. Y'all have to understand AJ, in my opinion, is going to be juiced to the max over there in Saudi Arabia. I think he's going to be able to withstand those hits because of the juice. Listen, guys. He's not talking about orange juice, grape juice, lemon juice, as my son says, juicy juice. He talking about that shit that put that Duracell Energizer better in your back. He talking about that shit that people think that Barry Bonds took to make his head that big. Possibility, man. It seems AJ doubts himself more than anyone else does. Bro, listen, Anthony Joshua took a tough loss, bro. That was a tough loss. Anthony Joshua had a lot of pressure. He had a lot of pressure on himself. I think he will be better this time around because the first time around, he didn't have a game plan. He didn't want to fight Andy. He wasn't expecting to fight Andy, and that's who he fought. But, see, the thing is, when you look at these guys that are beneath you, they all picture themselves fighting you. Every person that's beneath the person that has a belt always picture themselves fighting that person. They always looking for weaknesses in that person. Even if they are not fighting the champion, they're always watching the champion and saying, this is what I do. This is what I would do. And Andy Ruiz was doing just that. Andy Ruiz already stated a long time ago, out of Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, and Anthony Joshua, I feel more comfortable I can beat Anthony Joshua, which means he already had, in his mind, he already had a pre-game plan of things that he already saw as weaknesses. Anthony Joshua did not have these thoughts about Andy. He had to start from scratch. I think this time around, they will have a better game plan because at least they know who they're game planning for. But even with a game plan, I favor Andy as the better boxer. Listen, Andy has the better natural counter-punching ability. He can throw 6 to 8 punch combinations. And there are not many heavyweights that can throw an onslaught of punches non-stop. Andy Ruiz started in the middle of that ring and started throwing punches and did not stop until Anthony Joshua was in that corner and he was still throwing punches. That might have been the first 14 punch combination I ever seen by a heavyweight. I got to go back and count it. Let's keep it cracking. Zaro says, Patron, I'm Nigerian. Just like AJ, I can just see it in his face. He ain't ready, fam. Lost One says, love the Lion King reference. Hey, bro, you know it? It's true, man. Ruiz is Puma. Hey, isn't it? Yes, sir. Yep. Yep. And Eddie Hearn is playing a double role. He's playing Mufasa, and he also playing that little thing with Puma. I can't remember his name. If Andy knocks him down a few more times, he will win. Observe and serve, are you fighting in Saudi Arabia? Will the arena have air conditioning? Serious question because the WWE went there and the arena didn't have air conditioning. I don't know. I doubt it, man. I don't know. It was in New York too. Even if it goes 12, really ask yourself, is JJ going to outpunch Andy Ruiz through 12 with a suspect his gas tank? Remember how Thanos beat Hulk so bad he was unable to come back out? Then that's how I see AJ when he steps through those ropes to face Andy. Tell Lennox Lewis that. Okay. Tony listens Ali. Holy shit, I'm way behind. Let me start from the bottom and go up a little bit. Okay. Lost One says, LOL. Puma. You call it Wilder is it Timona? I might be butchering that. Wilder is like Wilder is not in the Lion King, bro. Wilder, you know what? If Wilder was in the Lion King, he would be something that's not from that planet. He would be like have you guys ever seen He-Man? And I think it might be his battle cat. Once he changes, he becomes this big ass battle cat. That might be Wilder, man. Wilder's a freak of nature, bro. Timon. Am I butchering it? You gotta remember as well, AJ has a tiny boxing career. Yeah, he does, man. Ruiz beat AJ totally different from anything Lewis went through. And as AJ said, Lewis is cut from a different cloth than he is. Wow. Lost one. So if it's AJ beats Ruiz, a better Ruiz in a intimidating match and rematch, he should get more credit. An immediate rematch. Listen, I don't know if because he beats him in an immediate rematch, he gets more credit. I just think that if he beats Andy, does he get credit? Absolutely. I think most people are going to ask for a third matchup. If Joshua beats Andy, they should fight again. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen because the sanctioning bodies are going to step in and they're going to force Anthony Joshua to fight somebody else. And it's going to be very hard. I'm telling you right now, if Anthony Joshua wins, Andy Ruiz probably would never, unless he become a mandatory that they cannot avoid, will ever get a shot at Joshua again. Andy Ruiz will most likely have to go down the Deontay Wilder route. They won't fight again. AJ should go for undefeated or undisputed. Undisputed? Anthony Joshua not going for undisputed, man. Is that what you mean by unified? And he can get a third fight if he stays up there after. Bro, he has to become a mandatory, and that sanctioning body will have to force it. They will have to force it. All right, let's get it cracking. Fight week. It's fight week, guys. Deontay Wilder is fighting Luis Ortiz. And I'm telling you right now, that's a dangerous fight. I got Deontay Wilder winning. But, guys, listen. I think Luis Ortiz is hungrier than Anthony Joshua is for Andy Ruiz. I think Ortiz is fucking starving. I think Ortiz don't give a care how much he says Wilder is doing this to help him with his daughter and doing him a favor. I don't think Ortiz gives a fuck. I'm being honest. I don't think he cares. I think he wants to go in there and rip Deontay Wilder a new one. This guy has got into tremendous shape. He's looking like he went from 42 down to 38 years old. And I'm being honest, I don't know how much different it's going to be from the last fight. I think this fight is going to come down to when Wilder lands flush. Ortiz is starving. Did you hear how much he's going to get paid for the Wilder fight? No, I didn't hear about it. Nope. I didn't hear about it. But I don't really look at these guys on how much money they make because all these guys make more than me. And a lot of times, the money that's put out there is sometimes it's true or sometimes it's base pay. Sometimes you don't know, right? Sometimes they might tell you, like back in the day when Floyd Mayweather was guaranteed, that says his purse is $32 million, right? But he walks away with $100 million. So I don't know, man. I don't know how much these guys are going to make. But I know one thing. Ortiz is not worried about money. Ortiz knows if he gets his hand on that WBC title, he has put himself right there in the mix for undisputed. He has put himself right there in the mix to unify. He has put himself right there in the mix to get every fight he couldn't get before. And not only get a lot of those fights, but he would be the A side. But in order to be the A side, he has to go through Deontay Wilder. Facts. My boy, the one, the only, Christopher Jordan says, salute T-Dub. Left hook action. What's the left hook action? What's that? Quick shout out to my boy Christopher Jordan in the building. Lost one says only 1.5 million. It's just funny because he turned down 7 for AJ. I like Ortiz. He deserves good money. I don't know how much he getting paid, bro. Ortiz, I think he said that he admitted his team blew the Anthony Joshua fight. Because think about this, guys. Think about this. If Ortiz would have fought Anthony Joshua, Joshua would have got his ass whooped in. The only difference between Ortiz beating Joshua, because I think Ortiz would have beat him, and Andy beating Joshua is people wouldn't have gave Joshua as much shit. Because Luis Ortiz was regarded as being such a good fighter, the boogeyman of the division, an avoided fighter. If Anthony Joshua would have lost to Ortiz, it would have been more respectable. But because a lot of people didn't know who Andy Ruiz was, Andy Ruiz was bragging about eating a Snicker before his fights. A fake. Listen, guys. Andy at that time didn't have a muscle in his body. At least one that can be seen from the naked eye. And that is the guy that went out there and tore Anthony Joshua up like schoolwork you don't give a fuck about. He tore Anthony Joshua up like a ticket you don't plan on paying. I ain't paying this shit. Rip. Ace 99 in the building. What's cracking, homie? Love hook action equal King Kong equal Ortiz. Christopher Jordan, who wins, bro? Who wins the rematch, man? Do Ortiz gets Wilder this time, or can Wilder lay him out again? Because I truly believe we are going to get a better Deontay Wilder and a better Luis Ortiz. I really believe that. I believe both guys are going to be better. Both guys have already faced each other. Deontay Wilder has went on to face better competition, fighting Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder also fought a stress-relieving fight. See, when I say stress-relieving fight, a lot of us go to the boxing gym just to punch something as hard as we can, right? Bow! You know, just to let it out. And for Deontay Wilder, that stress ball, that stress bag, was Dominic Brazil. Because he went out there and hit that man with everything under the fucking sun. He threw everything in that punch, including the gravel that was underneath his shoes from when he walked into the building from outside. He punched this guy like a rock. That punch was forward fucking tough. Let's see. Lost one says, need to keep on his toes. Going to be hard at 50. Oh my God, lost one. Bro, all right, I'm going to touch on that. He said Ortiz is 50. Going to be hard at 50. And you going to put a sad face, bro? Okay. Ortiz and Ruiz would be a good clash of styles. I think Ortiz versus Ruiz, I'm being honest. I want to see Ortiz versus Dylan White. I want to see that still. I like Wilder, but I love my brother King Kong Ortiz. Okay. I feel you. Wilder through the whole of Alabama and Brazil. Bro, hey, listen, Ace. Deontay Wilder was like Thanos when he was going against Iron Man in the first Infinity War. Remember when Thanos threw a fucking moon at Iron Man? When he threw a moon? Listen, Deontay Wilder punched Dominic Brazil like people all... Remember back in the day, guys, when you were talking about how somebody stole off somebody. Like, bro, when I hit him, I was like, boom. Like, you know how you get a chance to kind of, you get that gather two steps, and you get to punch him like that. Boom. Deontay Wilder got the gathering step. Like getting ready to throw a fastball as hard as you can. Man, he punched the shit out of Dominique Brazil, boy. And then, before Dominique Brazil hit the ground, Deontay Wilder spent off like he was spinning on the top because he already knew the work was done. But let me tell you, my boy Lawson one says, going to be hard at 50. Listen, bro. If Ortiz was so old, if he was so bad, right? He's on a fucking cane. How come nobody picking at him? How come nobody fighting him? I mean, people did not say that AD in the building was blazing with you, homie. Now, people say that Ortiz is so old, right? Oh, he's old. How come they didn't say Klitschko was old, right? If Klitschko come back right now, people would not be saying, let's say if Klitschko came back and fought Dylan White, if he came back and fought Anthony Joshua, he fought any of them guys, they wouldn't be like, oh, Klitschko's 42 years old. Oh, Klitschko's 44 years old. Oh, Klitschko got one of them life alerts now. I've fallen, I can't get up. They're not going to say that. When Dylan White fought Lucas Brown, listen, Lucas Brown looks like a grandfather out there. They didn't say that. They didn't say Lucas Brown was old. When Dylan White beat Lucas Brown, Dylan White went to the camera and said, let's go, Wilder, let's go. He celebrated that victory. And if Luis Ortiz is so old, how come nobody ain't took him out yet? See, everybody is saying, oh, Pac-Man is old. Take out, I just want Earl Spence Jr. I want Terrence Crawford. I want any one of these top guys. I just want them to take out Manny Pacquiao, right? Take him out of here. That's what they're saying, right? Take him out. How come nobody's not taking out Ortiz? He was undefeated at one time. Even with the defeat, he is ranked number 3. All you got to do is beat him to get his spot. Parker, Povetkin, Pulev, Tackle, anybody. If you can call Ortiz all you want, but Ortiz comes with a respect that if you beat him, you get it. There's a reason they're not fighting Ortiz. There's a reason they don't want that fucking smoke. They would choke. Marvinette in the building. What is blazing, homie? AD says the big difference. Klitschko, best heavyweight of our era. Unbeatable unified champion of 10 years. Beat every 126 USA heavyweights. Ortiz won nothing. Beat one top 10 ranking opponent in 20 pathetic years. All right, AD. Question, bro. If he's nothing, right? If he truly is nothing, how come they haven't fought him, bro? Because a majority of the heavyweights that we look at now built their careers off of beating no fucking bodies, right? If you go back and look at your top heavyweights, look at the heavyweights they're fighting right now, Anthony Joshua included. Look at the heavyweights who they fought. They first few fights were fucking bombs. People that did not accomplish nothing, didn't fight nobody, didn't beat nobody. Well, if he was such a fucking loser, if Ortiz was such a loser, how come nobody put him on a fucking resume? Because you know why? Because to them guys, Ortiz is like fucking AIDS. You fuck around with him, shit might not go your way. That's some dangerous shit to play with. That's some dangerous shit. AJ will win on 7th of December. AJ equal chicken. AD equal troll. Marvin at 1. I want Wilder to KO Joshua. I want it so bad. Listen, Marvin at, bro. You know what? I'm going to be honest. There's somebody I actually want Wilder to KO more than Joshua. It used to be Joshua. Joshua was the #1. But I'm not going to lie. I want to see Wilder KO Dylan White like a motherfucker now. At first, I was like, fuck Dylan White, blah, blah, blah. Now, I want to see Deontay Wilder. I want to see Deontay Wilder throw a fucking moon at him. I want to see Deontay Wilder hit him with the surface of fucking Mercury. Hit him with a nuke missile and see how he reacts. I want to see that shit so fucking bad. I would pay to see it. I would pay to see it. If that fight happens, if it's in the UK, I'm gonna do a GoFundMe to get me over there, cause I'm watching that bitch in person. Let me see. $7 million turn down to fight AJ and chance to win 4 belts, except 1.5 million fight. Wilder and the chance for 1 belt should tell you all you need to know. Bro, I don't know how much he getting paid for Wilder fight. I'm not in these guys' pocket. The only thing I know is they told me that Keith Thurman was only going to get 1.5 million to fight Manny Pacquiao, and I think he ended up walking away with 10 million. I think they said Manny Pacquiao was going to get about. I think they said Pacquiao was going to get about 7 million, and I think Pacquiao was walking away with about 30 million. I don't know. Listen, I don't know what they're going to get paid. I don't know. But when we talk about a dangerous fighter, see, people always say who Wilder hasn't fought and who Ortiz hasn't fought. Let me ask you a question. Has Parker ever tried to fight Deontay Wilder or Ortiz? Didn't Povetkin taste... Was that Povetkin that tested dirty? The guys that you speak of that's supposed to be the cream of the crop of the heavyweights, they didn't want no smoke with neither one of these guys. They didn't want no smoke with Ortiz. They didn't want no smoke with Wilder. They walked around with a no smoking sign. I'm sorry, no smoking or no vaping. They didn't want it. Ortiz was in line to fight Anthony Joshua. Eddie Hearn was talking about giving up the fucking belt to not fight Ortiz. And then he signed Ortiz to really get out of the fucking shit. Luis Ortiz with Anthony Joshua mandatory. Why Anthony Joshua did not fight him? Because there was a chance that he could have got himself Mr. Miyagi, waxed on and waxed off. He would have never made it to the Simba level. See, Mufasa, a.k.a. Eddie Hearn, was trying to raise him a Simba. He was turning Anthony Joshua to the perfect Simba, trying to make him look like Ivan Drago from Rocky. All muscles and shit. If he dies, he dies. Everyone bow to my feet. Bow to your feet? I ain't bowing to shit. Fuck am I bow to your feet for? Your feet? So you want to disrespect me? So I just can't give you props if you win. I gotta bow to your fucking feet? Shit. Tony Bellew was talking that shit about fighting Deontay Wilder. Tony Bellew met Deontay Wilder in person. We got here. Tony Bellew met Deontay Wilder in person. Then these doors locked automatically? What the fuck? And when he met him in person, and Deontay Wilder put his arms around him and hugged Tony Bellew like the little brother he is. Tony Bellew realized, listen, do you realize that Deontay Wilder changed that man's fucking life? Deontay Wilder changed this man's whole boxing thought and career with a single fucking hug. Since Deontay Wilder put his hands around Tony Bellew, pulled him in close to his chest, Tony Bellew said, ever since that day, I would never fight Deontay Wilder. He believed that it's so much that Tony Bellew even questioned David Haye. He said, asked David Haye right before they rematch. He said, will you fight Deontay Wilder? Like Deontay Wilder is the boogeyman. And guess what? Tony Bellew's right. He is the boogeyman. He is the boogeyman. He's not coming at you all sweet. He ain't trying to win no Handsome of the Year award, no Muscle of the Year award. He coming through your front door, kicking, yelling bomb fucking squad, and bitch, you better not move. And this is your boy T-Dub, and I'm back at it like a crack at it, and just gave you guys an hour worth. Till next time, salute to everybody.